Hello people. Today I'm going to be talking about the price difference between the UK version of the Mavic Air 2 and the USA version of the Mavic Air 2. The differences between the European version and the USA version, namely the lack of AirSense, right after this. Hello. And today I will be talking about the difference in pricing between DJI's Mavic Air 2 in the UK versus DJI's Mavic Air 2 in the USA. In addition, I'll be talking about the difference in spec between the USA version and the European version, namely the omission of AirSense in the European version, right after this. This is a new technology channel which focuses chiefly on devices used for the creation of media. Drones, cameras, lenses, gimbals, computers, phones, etc, etc. I also want to add content creation tutorials, invite you to join me when I'm out and about on my adventures. My aim is to give you unbiased advice, to share my opinions and experiences with you. So before I begin, hit the subscribe button, as this will inspire me to create more content. And don't forget to comment and like. Welcome back. So this is going to seem a little bit like a rant. Before I start, I just want to say I'm not picking on the American audience. I'm not jealous of the fact that you're getting a better deal on the face of it than what we are in the UK or in Europe proper. I have American family. I love your country, USA. You're fantastic. And I won't say anything about politics because that's not what I'm here for. But I like all of you. That said, well, do I like all of you? Maybe not. I'm not going to cut that because that's just how I am. But I've got some stuff to talk about and I'm going to get it out in the open because this has been something that's been running around inside my head for a while now, and it's to do with pricing. Now, I don't know if this is something to do with DJI's pricing strategy or if it's to do with shipping and taxes and all that kind of nonsense. Obviously, a Mavic Air 2 is going to have a different import duty in the UK than what it's going to be in the USA. I accept that. I've looked all over the internet, I've spoken to people, I've not been able to find out why it is specifically that in the UK we're paying more for the Mavic Air 2 than you folks in the USA. And here's some maths, okay? So stay with me. My maths isn't fantastic, so I've had to write it down. And I'm not wearing my glasses because they don't look good on video, but that's something else. Okay, so in the USA, the Mavic Air 2 is $799. In the UK, the Mavic Air 2 is £769. Right, so if we look at the value of the pound versus the dollar, it turns out that $799 equals £634.51. So that's a difference of £134.49 in value, yet we're almost paying the same amount. So in the UK we're paying almost an extra $134.49 for the drone over what you pay in the USA. Now that equates to, in dollars, that $134.49 in dollars equates to $169.33. So if you add that to the existing price of the Mavic Air 2 in the USA market, which is $799, it comes to $968.33. So that's the price difference. So that's kind of what we're paying in the UK. We're paying the equivalent of $968.33. So it's a lot more expensive. It could be due to taxing, it could be due to some weird pricing strategy thing from DJI. I know China and USA are going through a trade war right now, so you'd expect it to cost more, not less. Fair enough. I can kind of take that on the chin in a way. However, AirSense. So AirSense is a technology DJI promised but they will put into all their drones in 2020. And in a sense, they've kind of kept their promise since they've put it in the Mavic Air 2. But they've not totally kept their promise because they've not put it in the European versions of the Mavic Air 2. So not only are we paying more for the drone, we're getting less. And that just kind of rubs me up the wrong way, to be honest with you. Yeah, not just in the UK, but in Europe too. So in Germany and France and Belgium and all those other lovely places, you're not getting AirSense. Now, apparently, and this is just on the rumour mill, but I think it's going to happen, DJI will be shipping out a global version of the Mavic Air 2 later this year, which will include AirSense. Now, if they're going to make a separate version for the world and give us a stripped down version in Europe, then surely the global version is going to cost more. So the difference in price between the UK and the American versions of the Mavic Air 2 is going to be even higher, because you're going to be getting the AirSense in the USA for a lot less money, and we're going to probably be getting the AirSense for quite a bit more money on top of what we're already paying. And I feel like I'm in one of those cartoons, you know, those Batman cartoons, where suddenly Batman will be beating someone up, and the villain, it would be like pound, whack, bam, boom, you know. I just feel like we're being ripped off again in Europe, and something's got to give. Now, I would recommend to people, I know the Mavic Air 2, in spite of the fact that it hasn't got AirSense, it's still a really good drone. I mean, it's fantastic. I still want to get one. I wasn't going to get one, then I was, then I wasn't, then I was, but looking at it, I think it'll be a quite a nice drone to have in my bag. I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's small enough. Looking at it when it's folded down, it might be larger when it's, you know, closer to the Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic 2 Zoom when it's folded out, but when it's folded down, its footprint is quite small. That was my phone. Anyway, that said, so yeah, I would like to get one, but I'm thinking I won't buy one right now. I'm not going to buy a UK version of the Mavic Air 2, because when I've got it, I'll be wanting the one with AirSense. Then I'll sell it and I'll buy the one with AirSense. I'll sell it at a loss. I'll buy the one with AirSense more than it should really be costing in the UK, and I'll be doubly ripped off. So I want to have AirSense, to be honest with you. Now, I don't know whether to import one from the USA. If I do that, will that affect insurance? Will that affect the warranty? Probably will. Will I be able to get DJI refresh? Probably not. If I buy the global version and I pay more, will that leave a kind of, will that just make me feel angry inside? Yes, it will. And will that diminish my buying experience of the drone? Yes, it will. So yeah, I'm in a bit of a quandary here. I hope that DJI don't do this with it's not DJI, by the way, it's my accent, it sounds like DJI, I'm saying DJI. Yeah, but I hope DJI don't do this with the Mavic 3 Pro and the Mavic 3 Zoom if that one comes out, because that will really annoy me. Because in Europe we generally do get a worse deal when it comes to tech. I just reviewed the Samsung S20 Plus phone, and in the European version we get worse camera sensors, we get an inferior processor, inferior runtime with the battery and other things as well. So this isn't just a DJI thing, it's just that Europe seems to be treated like the poor cousin. Yet we tend to pay more for things as well, which really kind of gripes at me. So I know this seems like a bit of a rant, and I suppose it is a bit of a rant, but I think someone's got a rant about this. I've written some comments on other YouTuber sites and some in the UK. There's a fairly well-known Scottish drone school who say they're in partnership with DJI, and I've written to them and I've asked for their opinion on it, and they've not got back to me. So there you go, bias, eh? I suppose that's a good thing about having less than 1,000 subscribers. At least there's no bias, I'm not getting things to review for free, and there's no adverts. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, because now I'm at 67. It's a new channel, I don't expect loads. But I'd like to get at least 68 out of this video. Maybe not 68 subscribers, but get to the number 68. And stop it, Lee. Anyway, yeah, so I think I'm done now. I've had my bit of a rant, but it had to be said. What do you guys think? Do you think it's right that DJI would do this? Do you think it is a marketing strategy from DJI to to make us pay more in Europe? Could it, I mean, how do you feel about the AirSense? About who's not having it in the UK, in Europe, proper? Does that wind you up like it winds me up, or do you just not care? Do you think it's just one of those features you won't need? Because times are changing, and it seems that every few months the law changes with drones, and we might get to a point where you're not allowed to fly a drone unless it has something like AirSense technology built in which case you've just bought yourselves a kind of a grey plasticky brick thing you can use to leave doors open with. A door stopper, there you go. So yeah, just some thoughts there. I do think that the Mavic Air 2 is a really good drone. I'm not knocking it. I think that if you buy it even without the AirSense, you're going to have a good experience, and good on you. I hope you have loads of fun with it. But that's my 2 cents worth. And yeah, that's enough said. It's gone on long enough. So next time, I'll talk about something more positive. But until then, get out there if you can, if you're not too locked down, and do something interesting.